Man, Jermell Charlo versus Errol Spence. Could you guys imagine that, bro? Man, that would be crazy as hell. That would be crazy. I gotta say this, man. To anybody that truly calls a guy like Errol Spence a duck when it comes to Terrence Crawford, who I love, that's my, those are my top two favorite fighters. Jermell, he's like in my top 5, top 10, So, I mean, you crazy, man. If this dude would fight his own stablemate, who's a unified 154 champion, who he spars with all the time, who, as we can see, he's knocking guys out at 154, or if he's not knocking them out, he's hurting them. Every opponent. I mean, you're kind of crazy to think that he wouldn't fight a guy like Terrence Crawford. This dude, he's the truth for a reason. A lot of guys don't want to acknowledge that, but I mean, hell, he speaks the truth. I mean, in his eyes, he speaks the truth. Everything is true right now what he's doing. I know a lot of guys don't care they don't care the way he's going about it. But this dude is doing what he said he wanted to do. Collect these belts. He's going against Ugas, which that's not going to be an easy fight. I think it's going to be a tough fight for him early on, but I think he'll get the job done. And I truly believe that if it's not up to the mandatories, the WBA or the IBF, he'll be fighting Bud next. I don't know. Now, I don't know what Bud's going to do next. I've been hearing that he was supposed to possibly be in discussions to possibly fight maybe a guy like Josh Taylor, or I don't know. I think that with Keith Thurman, that side of the talking or whatever. So I don't know what Bud's gonna do actually like next, but I think I would like to see Bud fight at least one more fight before he goes against Errol. I mean, it's a long year, and I think that these guys, I think like one of my first videos, I was saying that it might be like at the end of 2022. I do think it's gonna be this year. I think it's gonna be this year that Errol and Bud will fight, man. I really do. But just to hear him say that he would fight, if the money's right, he'd fight Jermell Charlo, I believe him 100%. I mean, he's a fighter. I think that, like he said, hey man, we brothers, let's break bread together. After the fight, we everything cool. Now, do I think it's gonna possibly happen? I don't know, because with Derrick James, but I do know that Derrick James, if he had to choose one, he's going with Errol. But who would be Jermell's trainer in that? Who would it be? I mean, he would find somebody, but who would it be? I mean, guys, that would be a huge fight. Is it bigger than Bud to me as of now? Like, no. But I mean, as far as Texas, that's a huge ass fight, man. It would be big, if that time came. It would be big. It would be big, I don't know. I couldn't tell you who I see winning. I mean, it's kind of like, I like both of these guys, a lot. I mean, most people, if you chose Jermell Charlo, I don't think I would have a problem with it at all, because I think that, hey, he's the 154 dog right now. He's the top guy. And he's been hurting a lot of guys. I mean, he's been hurting everybody's fault. I mean, do I think that Errol has the better skill set? Yes. I think Errol's the better fighter as far as skill set wise. But man, to tell you who I think would win, I don't know, man. I think that's tough, because we haven't seen Errol fight anybody at 154, and Errol has some things he has to do. He's got to go against Ugas first. He's got to go against hopefully Bud, and we have to see how Errol looks in that. Now there's no chance he'll get past Bud. We don't know until we see. I see him winning that fight, by a decision, a close fight. But hey, who am I? You know what I'm saying? Like, who are any of us as far as our picks? You know, we just have to wait and see. I mean, until the fight actually happens itself, you know, for that to be decided. But, you know, as of right now, man, hey, I see that fight being a huge fight if it does happen, man. I mean, that's a huge, huge fight, man, for boxing. The storyline is incredible. I mean, I'll say this about the Jermell Charlo and Errol Spence fight. You know, just say for instance if it happened, the storylines is huge. It's way bigger than anything as far as Terrence Crawford and Errol. You know, fighting. But as far as the two, as far as the skill sets, man, Errol and Bud is that's huge. That's the biggest fight in the sport of boxing to be made. Ain't shit else. Don't shit else compare. Skill for skill, Errol Spence and Bud all day. There ain't a fight bigger than that. Period. In the entire sport of boxing. At all. Not even close, man. Not even close. You know, guys, what do you guys think about that, man? Who would win? That's basically like what I want to ask you guys. Who would win that fight if they fought, man? It's really tough. You know, I think both of these guys, they actually know each other. They know each other's their patterns, like what they like, you know, to do in the ring, what they're good at, what they're not good at. They know each other's flaws. They know each other's flaws very well. You know, so even though both of them don't have many flaws, you know, I think that both of them know what the other likes to do, what they don't like to do, what they don't, like what type of shots they, you can hit them with, so it's very much so. It's interesting, man. It's so, like, my mind's all over the place from, like, after, like, hearing about it, man. Like, this is something I didn't think of. I never really thought about it, but now that, Errol in an interview with DAZN, that he said that, he would do it if the money was right. Like, damn, what do you guys think, man? Who would win that fight, man? If it happens, who would win? Like I said before, it's just a fun thing. It's a fun topic. I know Errol has a lot of work to do. Jermell Charlo has some work to do against Castano. So, let's just say if these guys continue going the route that they're going, they'll continue to win. Once Errol moves up, if Errol, it's a long shot that it happens, guys, because we don't know if Jermell feels like, hey, I've already accomplished what I want to accomplish at 154. I'm undisputed. I don't really have to do anything else. Maybe he would want to move up to 160. Shit, after a while, 160 is going to be wide the hell open, So, really, you got to ask yourself, why would Jermell really want to stay around after he becomes undisputed and everything like that? He's accomplished his goals, his dreams at 154. Why not go up to 160 and try to see what he can do there? Because like I said, 160 is going to be dead as a doorknob pretty soon. Ain't going to be a lot of guys up there that, you really can say, oh, this guy, maybe Janibek or whatever like that. But that's, I think Munguia will probably be gone by the end to 168. Jamal will be gone. So, yeah, we'll see, guys. But anyway, who do you guys have winning, man, if that fight, happen? Peace out, guys.